Due to circumstances beyond our control, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley has safely arrived on the airwaves. Happy Thursday. It's the 8th day of November 2018. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCWLIFE channel. It's a jam-packed show for you today. I'm going to guarantee you a 5-star show, and I can do that because Dave Tosch is going to be on the program in the second half of the show. Dave, of course, is the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, one of the biggest events that they have every year. In fact, it might just be the biggest event that they have every year is the 23rd annual Holiday Gift Fair. It takes up 2 campuses. They have it at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center and right next door at Foothills Middle School. Ginormous event. We'll talk about that with Dave coming up in the second half of the show, and all things Senior Center related activities. Dave's a great guest, and I always look forward to having Dave on the show. Lots to get to. Very chilly right now. It's 29 degrees outside of our studios. That's the coolest it's been since, well, early last spring. And if you don't have a carport or a garage, heads up, you will be scraping your windshield this morning. It's pretty frosty and pretty cold, but another beautiful day in store for most of the Wenatchee Valley. We'll get to the weather forecast. Weak system's going to come in, going to cloud us up, but it's not going to bring us any rain or snow, at least to the Wenatchee Valley area, because we're going to be in the lee of that rain shadow. We're in the lee of a rain shadow. So we're going to be okay there. Also, sports. We're going to, well, for the Eastmont Wildcat ladies soccer team, a great season, best season they've ever had, quite frankly. Came to an end last night with a loss to the Central Valley Bears in the state playoffs. We'll have highlights from that when we come up with sports. We'll also preview all the other prep events that are going on. We'll preview, at least in part, the big Eastmont game against Puyallup, which is coming up on Friday night, a game that we will be televising right here on the NCWLIFE channel, plus the obscure holiday, plus today in history, plus birthdays. It's Thursday, kennel cameos. We'll see if we can get Bubba the dog home from our friends of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and everything else that you're used to, including everybody is entitled to Mike McNaughty's opinion. Let's get to it. 2 minutes after the hour. Let's take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras. We always begin with the cross camera. It's down a little bit. I mean that, but I don't mean it's depressed or wishes it was someplace else. No, it's actually been moved down, so you can see that little abutment that sticks out at the bottom of your screen at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. The sun just beginning to bathe Birch Mountain, the Columbia River rolling right along. And beautiful, again, very, very chilly though. Let's go ahead and, in fact, while we're looking at that camera, I'm going to go ahead and refresh. We're down to 27 degrees outside of our studio. So it's going to take us a little while to climb up above freezing and then up to our forecast high of about 49, but not a cloud in the sky. Camera 2, Kat, our producer, says, let's take a visit up to Waterville. I believe that is the hamlet of Waterville that you see right smack in the middle of your screen. That's our is that Rude Canyon? Is that what it is? Yeah, Rude Canyon camera. So that is just a phenomenal view. Yes, there is Waterville. Hi, Waterville, wave back to me. There you go. And that's where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Good morning, Waterville, the seat of Douglas County. Camera number 3 is a slow dissolve to, is that Nanapoc again, or is that, that's Nanapoc. Yeah, Kat loves this camera view, and why not? Look at those low clouds hanging down there. They're going to be burning off. Sun's got to get up there and get working, and those low clouds are burning off. And I want to say that peak that you see in the middle, it might be Mount Adams. I'm trying to remember my geography from that area. Gorgeous area up there. And of course, now is the time of the year you can go up and cut your Christmas trees, and a lot of people like to head up to that area to do their Christmas trees. It's only $5. You can get your permit at the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest headquarters out there in Old Station. Good morning, Nanapoc Ridge. We are the #1 rated live local morning television show in the Nanapoc Ridge area. And finally, camera 4 is a slow dissolve to, don't tell me, that's the White River Valley. So that's got to be our 2 Rivers camera. That is an incredible view. So if you turn this camera 180 degrees, you would see Lake Wenatchee. You turn it up the other way, and you get the White River Valley, another beautiful, beautiful area that we love to call home. And look at those peaks, look at the snow on top of those mountains. And they're going to get a little bit of white stuff. Really, it looks like maybe on Friday, it's going to be dry for the most part for almost everybody, with the exception of Friday. The Puget Sound area is going to get a little bit of rain, and the higher elevations are going to get a little bit of snow. We're going to be okay. We're going to have clouds on Friday, but no real precipitation. In fact, let's take a look at that forecast. Lots of sunshine all over the northwest today. A few clouds will be creeping in a little bit later on this afternoon, not real much. High today of 49 degrees. The clouds will really be thickening up tonight as a weak system comes in. What's happened is the high pressure ridge, which was over British Columbia, is now over central Idaho, and that will allow a weak low system to come in. 31 for the overnight low tonight. Mostly cloudy Friday morning. Sunshine returns Friday afternoon just in time for the weekend, and a high of 47 degrees. Clear. 31 for the overnight low Friday night. 28 for the overnight low on Saturday night. Saturday, though, looks gorgeous. Veterans Day is Sunday. It's going to be a beautiful day for a parade, although a little on the cool side with that overnight low dipping down into the perhaps even the mid-20s. So if you're going to go out and about on Sunday for Veterans Day, for whatever it is that you want to do to celebrate Veterans Day. Sunday, by the way, is also the 100th anniversary, the centennial of the end of the Great War, World War I. Ended 100 years ago on Sunday. Monday is when Veterans Day will be observed for many offices and governmental agencies. We go back to a few clouds. Well, outside of that, no real problems at all. I like that weather forecast. Again, no real precipitation at all going on in the forecast. Now, that's not quite the case with the mountain passes. Today is going to be fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at your mountain passes. The cameras for the Washington State DOT. As you can see, there's no problems at all on I-90. Clear skies up above, the roadway bare and dry. Couple of patches of frost and ice on Stevens. Outside of that, you're not going to have any issues at all. Stevens is going to be the only pass that's going to get a little bit of snow, and that's going to happen on Friday. A couple of inches maybe of light snow on Stevens, and that's throughout the course of the day today. It's not going to come down in one little bunch and then be gone. So it looks like it's going to be just fine to get through on Stevens Pass if you happen to have travel plans on Friday. Blewett Pass, no problems, bare and dry, clear skies up above. Forecast for the mountain passes are just fine. Again, Stevens, the highest of the three that we talk about, is going to get a couple of inches of snow on Friday. Outside of that, you got nothing really to worry about, and it's going to be a very pleasant drive if you're heading up into the Cascades. One more look from our friends at the Washington State Department of Transportation. So things are looking good. Lots of sunshine, 27 degrees outside of our studios. Going to take a quick 1 minute break. What happened on Wednesday? Well, we've got more election coverage as we're still getting past all the events from Tuesday night. We have the news in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
The Wildcats are the Big Nine champions. NCWLIFE channel, in conjunction with the NFHS Network, is proud to bring you the WIAA State 4A football tournament, featuring the Eastmont Wildcats and Puyallup Vikings, Friday at Spark Stadium live at 7 o'clock. This broadcast on NCWLIFE would not be possible without the support of Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's Eastmont and Puyallup, first round of state, Friday at 7 on NCWLIFE, your local TV station.
And champs. And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Once again, Dan Kuntz filling in for Steve Hare, who, by the way, will be anchoring tonight's news at 5 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. Let's get to the news. Chelan County Commissioner candidates Sean Smith and Bob Boogert are locked in the closest race in the county, separated by just 314 votes with thousands of ballots still left to be counted. Smith is a business owner, currently has an edge, but Boogert, the former director of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust, remains optimistic.
It's, as I kind of expected, it was going to be very close, and certainly that's how it's played out, but I'm cautiously optimistic. But you know, no matter what, how it plays out, I think this county is in great shape.
For his part, Sean Smith told me Tuesday night that he likes his chances.
I'm just cautiously optimistic. I think it's a really good sign, and I'm thankful for all the votes that I did get and anxious to see how it ends up on Friday.
The next round of ballots will be released by the Chelan County Auditor's Office on Friday afternoon, and we'll know more by then. For Jennifer Tyler, it's back to work on the night shift at the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. The deputy, of course, lost her bid to unseat her boss, Sheriff Brian Burnett. Tyler was a long shot to win the race. She barely qualified on the ballot as a write-in candidate during the primary season. Burnett has an overwhelming lead. It appears she's going to roll to a fairly easy re-election, but Tyler says she's not deterred by the loss. She was at the courthouse on Tuesday night to watch the ballot count, and she told me that she has no intentions of leaving the sheriff's office, and she's ready to run again.
I think for coming into this as late in the game as I did, I think we did an amazing job. I had an amazing team and an amazing support behind me. There's still more of the message to get out there. I'm not done, Dan. I have a lot more to do, and I'm ready to do it as the sheriff.
If it doesn't pan out, Jen, you go back to work. Are you thinking maybe 4 years down the road making another run at this?
Absolutely. If you've seen my pop-up, it's a shame to let that thing go to waste. I'll be busting it out in 4 years regardless.
Sheriff Burnett was upbeat about his victory and said the vote shows the support the community has for his abilities. Well, the reality of Central Washington's place in the still young 8th Congressional District hit home on Tuesday as Dr. Kim Schreier, a Democrat, defeated Republican Dino Rossi. Created in 2012 by the state's redistricting committee, the 8th District includes parts of Chelan, Douglas, and Kittitas counties on the east side of the Cascades and parts of King and Pierce counties on the west side. Republican U.S. Representative Dave Reichert has held the seat since its inception. But Tuesday, King County voters flexed their muscle. They handed Schreier the victory, though she lost in every other county in the district. In fact, Rossi received more than 55% of the vote in all counties not named King. In Douglas County, he was favored by almost 62% of the voters, but the nearly 58% of the vote Schreier received in King County propelled her to the relatively comfortable victory. By the way, Dino Rossi conceded the election to Dr. Kim Schreier yesterday afternoon. The Wenatchee area labor market continues to boom. Low jobless numbers. According to the latest report from the Washington State Department of Employment Security, September's 3.3% unemployment rate was the lowest reading for the month of September in Chelan and Douglas counties since they started keeping track of these kinds of things. San Juan County, by the way, registered the lowest unemployment rate in the state at 3.2% for the month of September. Well, the Chelan County PD commissioners are getting closer to adopting a new rate structure for Bitcoin mining. The district is working towards a December final decision. That's when the board is scheduled to adopt next year's budget. Yesterday afternoon, a public information meeting was held for customers to learn more about the new rates and how they will be impacted. The meeting at the Confluence Technology Center was last night at 5:30. Well, at Monday's board meeting, by the way, General Manager Steve Wright reported that the response to cryptocurrency issues took focus away from other planned work, but he said there is an end in sight with a final decision to be made in December. Saturday is the annual Wine Walk and Open House in downtown Wenatchee. You buy your tickets either at the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce or online at the WDA website, and the participants can visit 18 different locations throughout downtown Wenatchee. They'll host wineries and cideries from throughout the region. On an earlier edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association, Linda Haglund, talked to me about the event on this very program. What's going on Saturday downtown? Linda, explain, please.
Well, thank you to Dave and Sandy, and also Moss Adams.
Yeah.
We can't do things like this and have them break even or make us a little money without help. So Moss Adams and Dave and Sandy help sponsor the Holiday Open House and Wine Walk. It's annually. And the fun part of this is that it gives you a chance to taste a little wines. The wines are all regional, and a lot of local, but a lot of regional wines. It gives you a chance to taste those and some hard ciders. Visit 18 locations in downtown. Go away with a little glass, and then at the end, if you like those wines, the Chamber is selling all of those and will be discounted, and it's a kickoff for their holiday wine sales. So a lot of people don't know that, especially this time of year, it gets more and more difficult to go visit the wineries, right? Because they kind of winter.
Sure.
The Chamber sells them all the time. So you can walk in on the corner of 2nd Wenatchee Avenue and buy those local wines as Christmas gifts. This is a kickoff to that.
And taste, too.
And taste them, yeah. So this Saturday, the 10th, from 12 to 5, you can go through these locations. We have a map. We're going to give you that glass and some tokens to give it a try. And then go by, and everybody's going to have some food and snacks for you. This year we have some restaurants playing with some special options for you too as well, and always a fun day downtown. And it's a really good chance for you to visit some of these stores that you didn't know existed maybe in the downtown. Like I said, 18 locations. Plus, we have a hydration station at Firehouse Pet, so you can go get some non-alcoholic beverage right there, and then all kinds of stops and deals in the downtown on Saturday. My encouragement to you is to either call our office. The Chamber has our tablet. They can sell you the ticket right now. or Eventbrite. So we have the Eventbrite on our website, could click you and
And that's really the way to do it.
It is.
It saves you some time.
Full disclosure, there's a little extra fee. Eventbrite collects a fee that is there. So if a lot of people don't like that fee and want to avoid it, but it's just a super fun day. Ticket sales are going really well, so we hope to sell out. We've never been able to sell out this one. But another shout out is that we receive a little tourism dollars for these, and tourism dollars has helped us buy some advertising. So we're just very thankful for our partners to help us do that.
Always a pleasure to talk to Linda. And again, that is this Saturday in beautiful downtown Wenatchee. A couple of programming notes. Of course, Sunday, as we mentioned before, is November 11th. It is Veterans Day. There will be a parade, of course, in downtown Wenatchee. It will start at the Wells Fargo parking lot, come right down Chelan. They'll stop, of course, out in front of Memorial Park for some services and some remembrances, and down they go. So don't forget about that, the Veterans Day Parade on Sunday. And we have special Veterans Day programming that we'll be providing for you all day on Sunday, including a very special documentary that you're going to want to enjoy. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. It's well worth your time. It was done by Jeff Kurpis, whose father, Ron, served a tour of duty in Vietnam, and a fire on the ship that he was on killed 44 men. It's a very fascinating documentary. Again, Jeff Kurpis did it. It's about his father, Ron Kurpis. It's a locally produced show. We're very proud to bring it to you, and it will air numerous times on Sunday here on this very station. Also, we'll have some other special programming provided to you on Veterans Day Sunday. We talked about how chilly it is. This is a quick update, and I'm not making these up. Outside of our studios, it's 27 degrees. It's cold. Moses Lake is at 21 degrees. Cashmere, 27 degrees. Dryden, 26 degrees. Manson is at 22 degrees. 25 in Chelan. If you're just getting up and getting going with your cup of coffee, as I mentioned before, you're going to have to scrape your windshield if you don't have a carport or a garage. First time we've had to do that in a very long time. Don't forget the newscast at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, our evening news. And believe it or not, senior news correspondent Steve Hare will be filling in for Eric Granstrom, who's been filling in for Grant Olson, who isn't doing his job. Did you get all that? Senior news correspondent Steve Hare in the anchor chair. I'll be handling weather and sports, provided I still have a job by the time we get around to doing it. The news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, again with Steve Hare in the anchor chair both today and tomorrow. You can watch it on demand on our website. Just about 5 o'clock in the evening is when we get it up and running. So you can go to NCWLIFE.com whenever you want in the evening hours and check out our evening newscast. You can also watch it on our Facebook page, and those are two of the ways that you can get a hold of us. Go to our website, go to our Facebook page, or private message us. You can email us directly at news@ncwlife.com. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call at the number that you see at the bottom of your screen. It's as much your TV station as it is ours. We love to hear from you, our viewers. It is 17 minutes after the hour on a chilly Thursday morning. Still to come, sports, the obscure holiday, birthdays, today in history. Everybody is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. Kennel cameos with Megan McPherson and Dave Tosch for the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. It's going to be a busy 42 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
Back out of the 19 minutes after the hour on a beautiful but chilly Thursday morning in God's country. What a gorgeous view that is. 27 degrees outside of our studios, upper 40s for the afternoon high. Let's do sports. It was an incredible ride for the Eastmont girls soccer team, but it came to an end last night in the first round of the state 4A playoffs. Central Valley got the better of them in the final was 5-2. The Bears scored in the 25th minute, went into halftime leading 1-0. They added to that lead in the 54th minute of the second half, tacked on one more. They led 3 minutes later. It was a surmountable, at least it looks insurmountable, a 3-0 lead. But the Wildcats wouldn't go down without a fight. They're Eastmont after all. Sebastian Raga and Matt Wisen have the call right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's the shot.
That's
Far
a good
post
ball.
this time. Header! And Central Valley has taken a 1-0 lead. LaRose leaves one behind, into the box. The shot! Goal, 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 goal! At the mouth of the goal, surprising everybody. The shot, and that's 3-0 Central Valley. Quick run, let's see what happens here. Off to the races is Brown. 1-on-1 against the goalkeeper. Brown, the shot. Brown, Brown, goal, 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 goal! Goal, Eastmont Wildcats, and there it is, Matt Wisen, 60 minutes of play, and we have just yet begun to fight.
So that's what we were talking about earlier for the second half cue. Try and get Central Valley, and they're not going to stop pressing. Go over the top and try and set up that counter one-on-one. And we just saw Eastmont do that finally with Brown.
Free kick, far post. Connecting with Simmerling. Simmerling! Oh my word. Unfortunate mistake, and Simmerling makes it 4-1 Central Valley. Shot.
It's right where
And
we're
it
looking
dances
for.
everywhere. Go, 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 go! Own goal. It still counts. 4-2 Central Valley. What a game, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, it's getting better, and it's back and forth, just what we like to see. And keep going. 2-0 win, 2-0 lead, and 13 minutes and change left in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. There's the kick. And that is the 5th goal of the night. Marissa Banky makes it 5-2 Central Valley.
I couldn't be more proud. I was just getting ready to tell them that the 4 years I played here and the 12 years I've been coaching, I've never seen this many people in the stadium before. I never thought that we'd sell out the football stadium. Yeah, unbelievably proud.
Now, what kept you guys from taking home a win today?
I think it was just we didn't quite have enough in the first half. I think we were a little bit tentative, and knowing how good they were coming into it, I think that we were playing a little bit timid, but once we got a half under our belts and we saw that they weren't really anything to be afraid of, that's when we came back. You saw the second half?
You made a game out of it, without a doubt.
Yeah, they battled. They absolutely battled. Yeah.
Congratulations to the Eastmont Lady Wildcats. It was an historic season. We got some more good news for you Eastmont fans. We will be able to broadcast Friday night's Eastmont at Puyallup State 4A football game live right here on the NCWLIFE channel. We're so excited about this. It's been an incredible process. Lots of hoops to jump through this week. Who's kidding? Eric jumped through all the hoops, which isn't easy for Eric. He's a big guy. We had to deal with 4 different organizations. We had to deal with the WIAA and the National Federation of High Schools and the West Central District 3 and the Eli Sports Network, but we got it. We got it on. Big thanks to Apple Valley Honda. Excuse me. They're stepping up to underwrite our ability to bring you the broadcast. Again, we will have Eastmont Puyallup live at 7 o'clock Friday from Sparks Stadium in Puyallup right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Speaking of the game, by the way, they're getting ready. They've been prepping all week, Eastmont has. Eastmont coach Michael Don has his kids practicing under the lights this week at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. They have field turf, same surface they'll be playing on Friday night, and they're getting ready to take on Puyallup.
We know that they got some real big, talented kids. They're tall. They've got their shortest lineman 6'4". They got 3 receivers that are 6'3" and above. They got some guys with some length. They can score quickly. They got a nice quarterback. They're really athletic, and they're a good football team. They're ranked 5th in the state for a reason. Their 1 loss is to #1 Union, and they blew a 14-point lead in the 4th quarter. So we know they can play football, and we're going to come in and try to play our game. And we got a game plan together we think is going to help us out a little bit, and we're going to see how we do.
Starting cornerback Oscar Calvillo says it's been a good week of practice this week for the Wildcats.
We've been doing a really good job at that. I feel like practice has been really good this week, better than we had all season.
So when you look at Puyallup on film, what do you see and what are you guys preparing for? They're pretty big, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty big. they do a lot of passing, not that much run. Their quarterback's very athletic, and we'll have to shut him down. Get some more passing than run option, I guess.
I know you guys take a lot of pride in the DBs and what you guys have been able to do this year. You guys are going to be put to the task. So as you've practiced this week, how do you practice and prepare for guys that are taller than you?
We do a bunch of drills with Foster. He do the ball drill where you knock down balls and just play the ball so that when time comes, we can go play that ball and hopefully knock it down.
Eastmont heads out tomorrow morning for the big trip to Puyallup. Friday night, 7 o'clock, Spark Stadium. And once again, in conjunction with the National Federation of High Schools Network, we will be able to broadcast that game live right here on this very television station. The Columbia Basin Big Nine volleyball tournament continues tonight in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. This is at West Valley High School. Wenatchee takes on Moses Lake in one semifinal. That's 5 o'clock on the freshman campus at West Valley. Eastmont will take on the Rams at West Valley High, and the other semifinal also being held at 5. The winners of the first 2 games squared off at 7. The winner is the district champion. They advance to state. For the loser, their season is over. And a programming notice Thursday, that means it's hockey night here on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll be broadcasting the Wenatchee Wild and the Trail Smoke Eaters. You'll be seeing that game tonight at 7 o'clock. Art Checker, of course, on the call. And in real time, that means they're actually going to be at the Town Toyota Center this weekend. The Wild will host Surrey tomorrow and Chilliwack Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Both of those games at 7:05. And by the way, Saturday night is Military Appreciation Night for the Wenatchee Wild. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday morning at 26 minutes after the hour. Let's do Today in History. Let's do the obscure holiday. I'm going to show this slide, and then let's see if you can figure out what it is. Any idea what that might be? What we're celebrating today? Well, that's a peck of pickled peppers. That's what that is. Today is Tongue Twister Day. Yeah, you know, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Not easy to say. Kind of like she shall see seashore. Tongue twister, of course, is a phrase that's very hard for people to articulate. Apparently me, especially if you have to speak it really, really fast and 10 times over. I did some research. This is fascinating. Most languages in the world have tongue twisters. Sign language has their own tongue twisters. They call them finger fumblers, believe it or not. It's always a fun word game. I tried to make up my own tongue twister, and I did. I wrote a really good one this morning, and then I looked at the FCC regulations, and I can't say it on television. Happy Tongue Twister Day today. Why we celebrate it on November 8th, I don't know. It is 27 minutes after the hour. Happy birthday, Montana. Today in history, there it is. That's an okay state flag. I would take Montana out and make the thing in the middle bigger, but I didn't design the flag. Montana joined the Union 129 years ago, November 8th, 1889, as the 41st U.S. state. A couple of facts about Montana. Montana, although known as Big Sky Country, actually does not have an official nickname. It's one of only 2 states that doesn't have an official nickname. Alaska is the other. The state animal of Montana, here's a big surprise, the grizzly bear. I've spent quite a bit of time in Montana, camping, fishing, golfing. Montana is a beautiful state, no doubt about it. Happy 129th birthday to Montana. November 8th, 1970, there it is, 48 years ago today, on the very last play of the game at the old Tulane Stadium in Orleans, Louisiana. Tom Dempsey kicked a 63-yard field goal. The Saints beat the Lions 19-17. It was one of the most iconic records in NFL history. In fact, it held for 43 years. The record was tied on 3 subsequent occasions, so at one time there were 4 kickers who all shared the same record. That was until December 8th, 2013, when Matt Prater kicked a 64-yard field goal, which is now the record. But the record that Tom Dempsey set on this day back in 1970 held up for 43 years. Finally, happy birthday, excuse me, to HBO. Home Box Office began broadcasting to 325 cable subscribers in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania on this date, November 8th, 1972. The first movie they ever showed, Sometimes Comes a Great Notion, with Paul Newman. Today, HBO has 50 million subscribers in the U.S. alone and 130 million subscribers worldwide. Home Box Office is 46 years old today. That was the original logo, by the way. Finally, at the bottom of the hour, let's do some birthdays. She only wrote 1 book in her entire life that was published while she was still alive. I'm talking about Margaret Mitchell, the American journalist and author who was born on this date in 1900. Of course, she wrote Gone with the Wind, one of the epic novels in American history. I read the book Gone with the Wind before I saw the movie because my dad made me. It took her 3 years to write Gone with the Wind. She died after being struck by an automobile in downtown Atlanta at the age of 48 in 1949. Margaret Mitchell was born in this state 118 years ago. And happy birthday to Bonnie Raitt. There she is, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, singer, songwriter, guitarist. She had a great career renaissance in the early 1990s. She's got 10 Grammy Awards on her mantle. I don't know where she actually has the awards. Something to talk about, love sneaking up on you. I Can't Make You Love Me, Babe. The great Bonnie Raitt is 69 years old today. If you know a local celebrity who's celebrating a birthday, you can get them to me. Just go to our Facebook page, NCWLIFE's Facebook page, private message us. I'll do my very best to get your birthday or your friend's birthday or your family member's birthday on the air. 31 minutes after the hour, Dave Tosch, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, is patiently standing by. He didn't leave the building, I know, because I locked him in the room. He can't go anywhere. Dave is on his way. Also, Mike McNaughty with his opinion. But first, it's time to get Bubba the dog home. It's Kennel Cameos, Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We are here with Kathy, a volunteer at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Bubba. Can you tell us about Bubba?
Oh, Bubba is the best. He's a little bit of a senior. He's 8 years old. And sometimes people see a dog that's 8 years old and they think that's old, but honestly it's not. Bubba will live easily to 16 or maybe even 18, you never know. He's in wonderful shape, he's fun, he's great on leash, he loves to play, he likes other dogs. He's just a great, great guy and very easy.
And I hear Bubba's fee is waived?
Yes, Adopt a Senior Pet Month is all of November, and we are waiving Bubba's fee and hopefully many other seniors. We're so excited that somebody can come in and get Bubba, and he's free to go to a great home, and he's also free.
If someone wants to adopt Bubba, what should they do?
They should come down here, meet Bubba, take him for a test drive, see how you like him, and if you like him, out the door he goes.
Bubba, do you want to say something?
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
The Wildcats are the Big Nine champions. NCWLIFE channel, in conjunction with the NFHS Network, is proud to bring you the WIAA State 4A football tournament, featuring the Eastmont Wildcats and Puyallup Vikings, Friday at Spark Stadium live at 7 o'clock. This broadcast on NCWLIFE would not be possible without the support of Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's Eastmont and Puyallup, first round of state, Friday at 7 on NCWLIFE, your local TV station. Champs.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. Full Circle Theater Company presents The Hound of the Baskervilles, which is being performed this Friday and Saturday at the Riverside Playhouse. Get your tickets at numericapac.org. Laugh Riot 2018 is this Saturday at the Wenatchee Convention Center from 8 to 10:30 p.m. Come see the best in stand-up comedy. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha pepitas.
A peach Red Bull.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, the Clinton weapons ban, which ran for 10 years beginning on September 13th, 1994, only applied to weapons manufactured after the date of the ban's enactment. And it expired on September 13, 2004. The act also included a grandfather clause that allowed the possession and transfer of weapons and ammunition that were lawfully possessed on the date of the enactment. Okay, all right, I know. I mention this because many folks think school shootings will be reduced or deterred by a reenactment of this type of weapons ban. Did a ban like this actually have any effect on deterring school shootings? Well, that depends on what you read. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
This is the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Local-Tel. Holiday Open House and Wine Walk is this Saturday from 12 to 5 in downtown Wenatchee. Visit participating downtown locations hosting wineries and cideries from throughout the region. Also Saturday is Ladies' Night Out in Plain at Plain Hardware and Nordic Ski Trails from 6 to 8. Enjoy discounts on gifts, clothing, and holiday decorations. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
And we are back at 39 minutes after the hour. My guest today, in fact, just in time for Veterans Day, served our country with distinction in the United States Army for something like 30 years. And then, of course, he left the Armed Services solely to write his bestseller, Why I Left the Armed Services. I'm just kidding. But he did serve our country with distinction. And now, of course, he is the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Back to the show is Dave Tosch. Hello, Dave.
Thanks for having me back.
It's good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You make a mean-looking vampire, buddy.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
yeah.
I saw Dave and his wife at the Apple Blossom auction on October 27th, and you were dressed as a vampire. And you were you were kind of scary.
Well, that has everything to do with my wife and her cosmetics, I suppose.
By the way, you married way up, Dave.
Yeah,
let's
I
get,
know.
Let's get that out of the way right now. But, before we go any further, again, thank you for your service, and because I know Veterans Day is coming up on Sunday, so thanks for doing your part.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. We really do. Let's go back in time a little bit before we catch up. The big party back on October 12th.
Yeah, it was back in October sometime.
Yeah, you had the 25th anniversary wing day. Talk about that.
Yeah, so our 25th anniversary this year of our current location out on Maple Street. Thought we should do it up big and bring out some of the folks that we don't see very often anymore that had a lot to do with getting the senior center built and in operation. We had the first director, Bonita McLean, and Earl Tilley had a lot to do with the fundraising campaign and all that they did. I just can't thank those folks enough. I mean, I can't imagine trying to start something like that pretty much, as a grassroots thing where they just opened the doors and said, here you go, figure it out, and we've been figuring it out ever since. But no, it was a great time to get everybody together and celebrate what we have in this valley is a tremendous gemstone, I would call it, having the center, the building that we have, the organization that we have, all the things that we do, and we get folks from out of town that come in and they're just amazed at what we have to offer our seniors. So it's all happy and good stuff.
People forget that it was originally called the Wenatchee Valley Senior Center, and they added the word activity about 10 years ago, and that was a great move, if you ask me. That was a smart move.
Well, we try to get the point across that it is an activity center. It is not a nursing home, and I do get people
you get those calls all the time.
Question me about how many beds do we manage and all this and that, and there's still, a lot of folks in our community that really don't know what we are, and they need to come out and check it out because I think they would be surprised. I've got a lot of great stories. The 5 years I've been there, people, telling me that they just didn't really understand what it was, and it was that word senior that seemed to cause a little bit of difficulty, and a lot of times people will come into the thrift store and start wandering around, and so we kind of lure them out there, spend a little money, and then we get to show them the place, and sometimes they stick around.
It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Yes, it's the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, but they don't, they're not checking your ID at the door to see if you're 65 or older. Anybody can go in there and enjoy the people and the things and do lunch or whatever. It's a cool place and play maybe a little video bowling or just hang around.
Well, I get the question, how old do I have to be? Or what?
Well, let me try that. Dave Tosch, how old do I have to be?
To be a member of the senior center?
To be a member of the senior center?
Any age, as long as you're willing to pay the dues.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Our mission statement is written such that we are aiming towards the 50-plus population. Okay, that's what we're trying to do is service that age group. And but yet our lunch program, which is subsidized by the government, we are under contract, and so you have to be 60 years of age or older to participate for the $4 suggested donation. If you're less than 60, then you have to pay a mandatory $8, and all the pricing and all is set by contract with the government. But so people get a little hung up on the 60 thing, but hey, we'll accept anybody of any age that wishes to come out and participate. And we got ping pong, we got Wii bowling, we got the dances, we got all kinds of stuff, and we do see people that haven't quite reached the age of 50. So.
We went there a couple of months ago. It was late summer. Tucker Wagner was, by the way, very special thanks to Tucker Wagner, our content producer, and I went and spent a good chunk of the day there during Western days, and we had a great time. Tucker was amazed about it. It was a neat time, and I'm glad to get the behind the scenes. And everybody who was working in the kitchen really seemed to just they really liked what they were doing.
Yeah, we serve a very nice meal that day. We kind of laugh about it. The kitchen staff, Penny Peterson and the folks back there have a great time cooking a great roast beef dinner, and so that really attracts folks. I call it meat and potatoes. Whenever we serve meat and potatoes, we get a big crowd.
Yeah,
but they do a great job with our lunch meal, and then when we have a theme to go along with it, we have groups come in. It makes it pretty festive, and you were able to see that firsthand.
Yeah. And I got to see a lot of old friends I haven't seen in a long time, and that was neat. It was great to catch up. This is the newsletter, which, by the way, is 20-some-odd pages. This baby's getting big. That means people are like advertising and filling it full of information. Here's the November calendar. It's ginormously huge. Let's jump ahead to Veterans Day. You got a little something special going on Friday?
You know, this time of year with the craft fair coming up, we're going to talk about that in a moment. We have to prepare for that Friday after lunch. But because of the way the calendar falls, we're celebrating Veterans Day on Friday at lunchtime. And so it'll be a kind of an abbreviated celebration, but we do it every year. And then we take Monday off to, you know, be with our families and take some time off after the craft fair. So we're closed on Monday. But anyway, we've got some things. We've got some video, and we'll do it up big, and we'll have a little coffee and cake afterwards, and then say, okay, it's time to tear everything down and put the vendor booths up.
And that's going to be the big topic of conversation. Dave, let me ask you this while I'm thinking about it. When you took this gig 5 years ago, there was a lot of unknowns. You know, okay, I'm into this now. What have you learned in the 5 years that you've been in charge of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center?
Well, I think what I've learned is what a great community we've got. And for me, growing up in the Valley, it's very meaningful. Every day I see people that I knew growing up. I knew their families or children, what have you, and it's a personal thing for me. And so I just enjoy going there every day, and it's a new experience every day because you never know what might happen at the senior center. It's a lot of fun, and we try to make it such that the environment is welcoming, that people are smiling and having fun, and they want to come back when they leave.
You do hear a lot of laughter in the hallways of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and it says a lot about Dave. Dave's a Kashmir native who went out and joined the Army and saw the world, and when it was time to come home and actually put down roots, you returned right back to where you came from.
Well, you know, you don't realize what you have sometimes when you're growing up, and everybody wants to leave the Valley after they graduate high school, check everything out, and it didn't take me very long to figure out that I had something really special growing up and that I would be back someday. So, yeah, I've been back in the Valley about 7 years now.
As long as Rusty stays open, he's not going anywhere.
There you go.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the really big event. It's the kickoff for the holidays. It's a don't miss deal. It happens this Saturday. I can't even describe it. It's so big, it's so immeasurable that it's never actually even been measured. We'll talk about that with Dave Tosch when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
The Wildcats are the Big Nine champions. NCWLIFE channel, in conjunction with the NFHS Network, is proud to bring you the WIAA State 4A football tournament, featuring the Eastmont Wildcats and Puyallup Vikings, Friday at Spark Stadium live at 7 o'clock. This broadcast on NCWLIFE would not be possible without the support of Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's Eastmont and Puyallup, first round of state, Friday at 7 on NCWLIFE, your local TV station. And champs.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Hi everyone, Brent here at Town Nissan. Will you look at this 2016 Nissan Altima, or this 2016 Nissan, or better yet, how about a 2014 Nissan Sentra? All three with very low miles, and all three certified through Nissan with up to a 100,000-mile warranty at no cost to you, where you could save thousands by buying a pre-owned Nissan. Come down today, see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station. And welcome back to this edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz alongside Dave Tosch, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activities Center. If it's an event that goes on for 22 years, about ready to go to year number 23 on Saturday, it must be a success, and it is. I'm talking about, of course, maybe the single biggest event of the year for you guys, the gift fair.
Yep, it certainly is the biggest event of the year. And, you know, we see bigger crowds every year. A lot of it has to do with our own thrift store. We open up the Christmas Cottage, we call it. It's a separate room with all of the holiday Christmas-related items. And people start lining up at around 7:30, 8 o'clock to get in at 9. Mm-hmm. And we're even thinking or contemplating about selling tickets ahead of time to get in early. But so what happens during the course of the year, we get all these Christmas and holiday-related donations, and they go into a container that we store all this stuff in, and then we bring it all in and open it up on the day of the craft fair, and then it stays open through the holidays. But has a major impact on our financial performance in the thrift store. Yeah, it's a great thing. And then, of course, all the vendors between Foothills and the Senior Center, we've got about 100 vendor booths, but some of the vendors like to have 3 booths, you know, so we don't have quite 100 vendors. But it's a big event, and it looks like the weather's going to be really nice on Saturday.
Perfect.
And I noticed that there's other nonprofits and organizations that are doing something similar that day, so the people in town kind of make the rounds. I think Aniat's got one going up there, and then several in town. So it's a big deal that day, and yeah, we're getting ready for it.
How many volunteers does it take to put on this event?
Oh boy.
All hands on deck?
Yeah, it's I would say at least 50. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the folks that are doing the bake sale, the folks that are in the kitchen doing the lunches, we've got people that are doing the raffles. All the vendors donate items for a raffle, and then we make money off of that, and it takes a lot of folks. All the people in the thrift store, all the setup starting tomorrow afternoon, all the teardown on Saturday afternoon. I mean, you add it all up, you're talking a lot of folks involved. And it's great because a lot of them have been doing it, and I don't have to reorganize and start over again. We just say, okay, let's do it the same way we did last year. We had to take photos, you know, on our phones and say, this is how we did it. And so a lot of the same folks are helping.
And I love the fact that it used to be just held just at the Senior Center, but it got so big so quickly that you got together with our friends at the Wenatchee School District, and because right next door to the Senior Center, of course, is Foothills Middle School, and now you're also in the commons of the Foothills Middle School, and you fill that up.
Yeah, we tried to expand. We tried to talk the school into letting us use the gymnasium, but there's issues with the gymnasium floors and all of that, so we can't really get any bigger. Mm-hmm. And which is okay, because it's still a lot of work and a lot of fun. We do have a taxi for those that need it to get between Foothills and the Senior Center. Our chairman of the board, Hal Turner, has been driving that van now for several years, and I want to put a plug in for Leonard Evans that allows us to use one of their vans.
And it's perfect. It's just right down the street.
That's right.
So good for them. They don't have to do that. I'm glad that they did that. The cool thing about this, and everybody has one on their list, and I got one again this year in our family draw for Christmas. There's always that somebody, what are you going to get this person? The unique thing about this is that there are absolute one-of-a-kind items that are not going to be available anywhere else. This is not something you can go down to Target or go to Amazon and buy. There are absolute one-of-a-kind unique gifts that you will find this Saturday at this fair that you will not find anyplace else.
True, and they've been coming, a lot of them, year after year. And it's a great place to do some Christmas shopping and get a special gift that sometimes is made locally. You know, a lot of the jewelry, the soaps, the fragrances, all that. I could go on and on and on about all the different stuff. But yeah, great selection of good ideas for the holidays.
There's a lot of really talented people who are really good at doing certain crafts in this valley, and they're going to be kind of on display in many ways.
Yep. I mean, I'm not an artsy, craftsy kind of person.
No,
and I'm
no,
not,
Dave.
But I am amazed. I really am amazed as I walk around and I see all these items that these folks that make them, and it boggles my mind anyway.
For those who want to plan ahead a little bit, is it segregated out by department or anything?
No.
Or is it just everybody sets up a booth and let's go get 'em?
and there are vendors that have been coming for numbers of years, and they have their booth that they want, and so a lot of them sign up that afternoon after the craft fair for next year.
Oh wow!
And they have a special spot that they want, and so we try to work that out with everybody and give them the spot that they want. Some people prefer Foothills, some people prefer the senior center. It just runs the gamut.
Either way, like most people, they'll go to they'll walk by at least every booth at least once and check it out.
Yeah.
So just to find out what they got.
Yeah.
So, well, what if I want to buy like an apple pie? Is this something like that? Can I
Well, we
that?
do have a bake sale.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and we do have at least one vendor, I believe more than one vendor, that has home-baked items, and they sell out. Our bake sale always sells out. So we've got a lot of our members and volunteers that are baking right now, and they'll be bringing it all in
That place is going to smell good. Plus, of course, you're cranking out lunch and everything else. So yeah.
So plenty of food, plenty of things like that, and then we have our own craft volunteers that have their own booth, and so we sell crafts that they have put together, and they sell out typically as well.
How does, in this day of age, just swipe it, can you just bring a card and be done with it, or is it cash or checks, or what do you do here?
Well, obviously, things are changing in our retail environment. We're no different. We do take a lot of credit cards, and we've tried to speed it up. I know there was a couple years there where
the system would get bogged down.
Well, and lines developing. So we're using the Square, and we've got mobile devices now, and so we're trying to make it convenient for people not to have to stand around and wait in line.
Right, because they want to get out and maybe buy something else too.
Yeah. Well, and I'm talking about our thrift store, but also the vendors are doing a lot of Square.
Got the swipey thing.
Swipes, yeah.
Yeah. What are the hours? Because if I want to get on something good, do I have to be like right when they open up the doors, or because you mentioned people will line up?
Well, our Christmas room has Christmas cottage has some really nice items in there, and of course we just have what's donated to us. So if there's one, there's one. There's not multiple of the same item, right? So. And there's people that want to check it out ahead of time, but we don't allow them to go in there until the day of the event.
So there's no early looky-loos on Friday afternoon to come take a look-see?
No, we don't.
Okay, and that's the way, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
But we've got a lot of stuff crammed in there, and we've kind of maxed it out. We've got some great volunteers that know how to set that room up, and they've been working on it now for a couple weeks.
Wow.
So it's stocked and ready to go.
And of course, the thrift shop, we're talking specifically about the holiday gift fair, which is this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. But the gift shop will be open all the way through the holiday season with your Christmas-oriented items. And so kind of fold those two into one. So anything else that's on your mind while I have you here, my friend?
Oh, I don't know. I just tell people that have always contemplated coming to the senior center to just come out and have lunch with us one day, and just check it out and see who's there. You probably know some folks that are already there.
Oh, that's almost guaranteed.
And so that's kind of the icebreaker, I think, for a lot of people, is just coming to lunch, and then they kind of, check other things out. They hear the ping pong going, or they hear the Wii bowling going, or they see the bingo signs up on the wall there on Tuesday evenings. They come out for bingo. The dances, Tuesday afternoon dances.
Hey, if you got folks coming up from Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, to enjoy the festivities at your place, that's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, so we do have outside groups we see from time to time, and there is a group from the Yakima Senior Center that comes out, has lunch on Western Day, and then they dance from 2 to 4. So,
quick reminder, hey, speaking of Western Days, of course, we talked about the feature that Tucker and I did a couple of weeks ago when we went and visited Dave. The next Western Day, which is the big meal and everybody dresses up, is Tuesday the 13th, but you got to call ahead so they make sure they have enough room.
In fact, I hate to say this, but I think we're already maxed out. I think we've got 200 reservations, and we can't do more than 200.
Okay.
But anyway, we need to talk about it because, hey, you want to come, you need to sign up early.
That was one of the best lunches I've had, by the way.
Yeah.
That was scrumptious.
Well, our kitchen staff does a great job with Western.
They're good fun. Everybody does a great job at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center because Dave is in charge and he cracks that whip.
Yeah, that's right.
Dave, it's always good to see you, my friend. Have a good Veterans Day, and again, thanks for your service. And let us know how it goes. And you can guarantee you'll see me on Saturday.
Okay.
Because I got to shop for some people. I don't know. I haven't got a clue what to get them, so I can just take care of that in one fell swoop. My guest tomorrow is Jennifer Bouchon from the Town Toyota Center. Until then, bye bye.
Thank you.